Hey guys, welcome to Skill Point. Today, talking about Crimson Desert. Ghost, is there anything about this game that interests you at all? Because a lot of people are kind of
I
skeptical.
like the open world. Well, I mean, there's reason to be skeptical with open world sandbox ish type games for
Right,
sure. Because there's just a really high expectation for the games that do it really well, right?
right.
Hate it or love it, Elden Ring sandbox is really good. Um, you know, obviously, that group of clientele that plays that is definitely tough to outdo. But then you got things like what was the game that came out? Dragon's Dogma, where it was
Yeah,
good, but it just
good, not
stuttered.
great.
It came out
Right.
just rough. So I like it. I mean, it looks good, but I think we were talking right before we did this. For me, I don't know if it's something I would genuinely jump into right off the bat. But if it comes out and it's good, I mean, we could give it a try, or maybe I'll give it a try.
My problem with these types of games is like open world games is that they've been bragging about how big it is, like how massive this map is, or like I don't know, 3 or 4 times the size of Red Dead Redemption. Okay, cool. But is there
That's a big
Well,
map.
yes, and I'm like, is there anything of substance in this map, or is it just a bunch of rolling hills? Like it's there is no depth to any of these locations. I think that's the main thing that I'm concerned about. Ubisoft does open world games all the time, but a lot of the times they're bland. They just throw question marks all over the map and expect you to just go over there and look at a bunch of stuff. But I'm not really into that. It's I think still Red Dead has probably one of the best open world environments still to this day because the world feels lived in. And the way the NPCs react to you is just incredible. But there's a lot in this game that I like. I think the main thing that really appeals to me is the combat and how combat progression works. Because
True.
it looks like that, like you learn from what you see in the world. And I really like that. It
Right.
reminds me a lot of Absolver because the only way that you would progress as a fighter is by learning from other fighters. And that kind of negates the classic skill tree that we all know and love. But,
Right.
I really like a twist on that kind of stuff. And I like things that keep me engaged in the gameplay. And I don't have to click in and out of menus a lot. I love that. Also, I think people are just skeptical because it looks too good to be true. There's a lot in this game. Yeah,
There is,
yeah,
especially just the progression of you going through the world and having different settlements and expanding on your own, and it's a cool concept.
it is.
Like, I'm here for it, but how is it going to be executed on on something that you could potentially play on a console? Like, if it was a
Right.
PC only game, I think sky's the limit with doing something like that, and I think you can execute it really well because of the mechanism to which the game is being played on.
Yeah.
But how is that going to be ran on a console that does have limitations at the end of the day?
Right. How is it going to look? Because even now, I mean, I wonder what the base frame rate is going to be. Obviously, I'm pretty sure they're going to at least have a
37
performance.
frames. Oh,
I'm hoping for at least 60. I feel like 60 should be the standard at this point. There's no reason not to have it. But yeah, combat is definitely something I'm looking forward to. It looks incredible, almost Bollywood-esque, the way how fantastical it looks. Like, dude is jumping off of ledges and body slamming people, uh, picking them up by their legs and just swinging them around, throwing them off of cliffs. Like,
right.
what is happening? Also, you can switch between 3 different characters with their own different fighting styles. I am also concerned because the world is so massive that these locations won't really have any. The locations will just feel bland and will just feel like copies of one another. They won't have their own distinct feel. You won't be able to distinguish them from one another. That's another thing I'm worried about. You
Right.
can't fly in this game, which is insane. I don't. I don't know how that
the
works in the
flying
lore.
contraption or whatever they were using was
Yeah,
very interesting. It just looked like a black blob that was flying around.
right.
My thing with the massiveness of this and having different areas or regions, are they going to play any differently? Like, are there regimes that are going to be in different parts of the map
Yeah,
that you either, I want to use the word conquer, but you have to either fight against or ally with, or what the concept is. I mean, there's literally, I don't know if you guys are seeing this, there's a giant walking down this pathway as I was kind of talking right now, if
yeah.
it lines up when you do this. That's just
Probably won't.
kind of crazy. At the end of the day, that you might have to fight, but it is positive, optimistic side for me. But it also being a true single player game, for me right now, I would have to wait to see how this goes at launch.
Right. Because I think a main thing really I'm concerned about is performance. Because I think it is launching on PC, I believe. Correct? I would hope so. But yeah, if it does, I'm
I
definitely
mean, the
getting a
fact that they
PC.
say is best combat in any MMO, that's a
Don't get
bold
too,
statement.
yeah, don't
That's
get too big for your britches because there's
that's
a
a
lot of great combat out here.
that's there's some really really good games out there.
Right. Well, they said MMO, so
I mean,
yeah.
but still, I mean, that's still, once you start getting, a little too big for your britches out there, you have to be careful, because that's a very bold statement coming into the gaming community, because then that sets an expectations of what it should be, then not what it could be,
Right.
what it should be, and that's a
Right.
tough one.
I like it has like
I
from
mean,
just from
50 to
looking.
80 hours of story, that's a lot of
It's a lot
story.
of story. Like
That's a lot
that's
of
another thing.
it's a lot of freaking story. What
That
was
reminds me
what
of
was the game you were
Valhalla,
playing? Was it
Assassin's Creed
Valhalla that you were like,
Valhalla,
yeah, I was gonna
where
say,
yes, that had no side missions, just straight story, 90 hours raw
man said
dog.
he was 90 hours in. Nah,
90 hours.
sorry,
That's
can't do
insane.
that.
It was a bunch of filler. But yeah, that's another thing. Like these stories, man, I'm not 40 to 35 hours. I think that's good enough. Most gamers, as you can see, don't really finish a lot of the games that they play. Because even as much as I love the Last of Us series, The Last of Us Part 2 was hella long. It was so long. It was getting to a point where I'm like, damn, I got still more to do. Like I just couldn't believe that.
I
But
mean, but it's also 50 to 80 hours of single player game. That's good value for your money. At
it
70
is,
bucks, I'm
especially
guessing it's probably going to
right.
release at
It's
standard.
70. Yeah.
That's not bad. I would say, if I'm not going to get a multiplayer aspect to it, not every game has to be multiplayer, but there is more replayability in a multiplayer game. If I'm not going to get that, 50 to 80 hours is a good trade off.
Yeah, I agree. Can't really can't really complain. At that price.
Because
Uh,
if they said it was a 20-hour price point, or a 20-hour gameplay, you'd be like, that's not long enough.
right.
Like,
Yeah, that's
that
not
doesn't
enough.
justify the pay.
Right.
But
Yeah, and
this game might come out and it might be absolutely fantastic, and we look at it and go, 80 hours was not enough. I don't think I would say that, but
I wouldn't.
it might go by really quick.
It depends. The only
Uh,
reason I would say it's not enough is depending on the type of game that it is. Depending on how fun it is, depending on how well all these systems work together. Because from where I'm standing, it looked like they just threw everything but the kitchen sink and just hoping one of them sticks. Like if you have weapon upgrading and like all of this, like what is the depth of that system in itself? I mean,
right.
because they got wrestling moves, they got 8 different types of weapons. You got environmental attacks, horse combat, and then even at the late game, it looks like you got a mech. What is the time period?
What was that
Like,
game that was like that, where you were like knights fighting against soldiers and helicopters versus like horseback and stuff,
I know,
that came out
yeah,
here
I know.
recently? It wasn't
It
Kingdom Come or
it was
something
something along those
something like
lines.
that.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was
But
chaotic looking. But see, that
yes,
whole game is built around that, which is not bad.
right. Yeah,
I'm interested. I mean,
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how they how this truly plays out. I like that there's healthy skepticism to it. I like that they're offering the, larger campaign, and there's some other charms to it. It'd just be interesting to see how it comes out.
And, another thing that they've got going for them is that this is the continuation of what they've already built, like what they've already done, because they do have an MMO, Black Desert, that's kind of popular. So they must have been doing well.
Right.
They probably used the money to kind of branch out a little bit, trying to appease to more people, get more funding, get more money, maybe work on a better project. I'm hoping that this game is good,
and
because
that's what you would hope.
Right, because the game does appeal to me. This is right down my alley. Weapons, being able to use fire and lightning and ice, that's right down. And then all the ridiculous combat, like kicking people off of walls, and the physics of everything. It's everything that you could ask for in a game. The game even has base building, fishing, cooking, hunting, money.
Now,
my God.
see, that's something that would truthfully, and I don't know why this is in me every once in a while when I get bored with the gaming drought. I want to build something every once in a while.
Right.
And if they have something like that and the building is true, within concept, obviously, that you can really build things, might be worth a purchase when it comes to that. But if you guys are looking on screen, this man just shot up in the air with some green goo, and he is gliding.
Gliding with some kind of black wing. I really want to know what that is and what that's called. But
I mean, it's I don't see too many negatives of it just looking at it, but just for my own personal scope, for me to purchase it, I got to see what it's like in actual how gameplay looks, versus what we're seeing before I go out and spend another $70 with the massive amounts of money I'm spending on games right now with things that I want to play. But you know what? It could be really good. And I mean, this dude's got a grappling hook on something.
It's so much. I'm just interested in knowing how all these systems come together. That's the main thing. And I think another reason why people are so skeptical.
I want to fly.
That too. But I think people are so skeptical now is because a lot of the games that they played in the past have not been worth the $70, and it feels like people just going for cash grabs and slapping a $70 tag on it. That's just not going to work nowadays. We've had Concord 1 and 2 show up, and now we're about to have a third one might hit the building. So not talking about this game, there's another one that's pissing me off, but yeah, I like this. I'm hoping it's good because I'm hoping to dive into this, just something to get lost in. It'll help with the drought that I'm in right now. But yeah, can't wait to see what it looks like on screen and in my hand. But if you don't have anything else to add, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Well,
Facts.
Let me know, guys, what you think of the game. Is this something you're interested in or something you're going to skip? But above all else, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss an episode, and we'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.